Chapter 5 The Pope's Orders. Pope Julius II died in 1513 at the age of 69. John of the Medici was elected as the new pope, taking the name Pope Leo X. The Medicis had taken back control of Florence in 1512 and were once again a very powerful family. Pope Leo X was one of Lorenzo the Magnificent's sons. Michelangelo had known him since he lived in the Medici house as a young man, but Michelangelo didn't think Leo would give him any important commissions like Julius II had. Leo X was mostly interested in architecture and music, not sculpture. And although Michelangelo had painted the Magnificent's Sistine Chapel ceiling, a new artist had become a favorite in Rome. Raffaello Santi, or Raphael as he was known, was a young painter who had been part of a group of artists hired to fresco the walls of the Pope's private apartments in the Vatican Palace. His work was so impressive that Pope Leo X gave him more commissions. Everybody loved Raphael. In addition to being very talented, he was charming and handsome. He was humble and willing to help others. Raphael was outgoing and social. People enjoyed working with him. In other words, he was the complete opposite of Michelangelo. Michelangelo was considered to be difficult and bad-tempered. He had friends who found him interesting and enjoyed his company, but they were also the kind of people who understood his moods and his dark humor. It wasn't always easy to be around Michelangelo. Although he earned a lot of money, he bragged that he lived like a poor man, eating little more than bread and wine. In the 1500s, most people didn't bath more than once a week or even once a month, but Michelangelo stood out for almost never taking a bath. He wore the same clothes for days and rarely took off his boots, even for sleeping. Raphael admired Michelangelo's work, but when Raphael painted his famous School of Ethics fresco, he included a dark, gloomy figure sitting alone near the center. Many people believed that figure was Michelangelo. Michelangelo decided once again to focus on sculpting Pope Julius' tomb. Julius II had left money with his family for the completion of the tomb, but they thought the original design was too large. The family agreed on a new, smaller design with the artists. Between 1513 and 1516, Michelangelo completed 3 statues for the tomb. One was called Rebellious Slave, and another was Dying Slave. The third statue was Moses, one of the most important figures in the Old Testament of the Bible. Michelangelo's Moses is nearly 8 feet tall. He is seated but is a powerful figure with big muscles and an intense stare. He holds marble tablets of the 10 Commandments in one arm. He looks so realistic that supposedly when Michelangelo finished him, he tapped the figure and said, "Now speak." In 1516, Pope Leo X surprised Michelangelo by assigning him an important project. Leo X wanted Michelangelo to go back to Florence and work on San Lorenzo, the Medici family's church. San Lorenzo is a beautiful building designed by the famous architect Brunelleschi, but the facade, the front-facing part of a building, was very plain. Leo X wanted Michelangelo to design a grand new facade for San Lorenzo. Michelangelo didn't want to leave the town projects again, but he really had no choice. When the Pope gave orders, people followed them. Leo X sent Michelangelo back to Florence. At first, Michelangelo was supposed to work with an experienced architect from Florence, but he thought the architect's designs were boring. Instead, he studied all he could about architecture and began to create his own designs. At the end of 1517, he had an almost 7-foot tall wooden model of his design built and sent to Rome. He began to look for marble for the facade. But then, in 1520, everything came to a halt. Pope Leo X told Michelangelo to stop buying marble. He had lost interest in the project. Michelangelo was furious. He had spent almost 4 years of his life in Florence working on the facade project. Now he had nothing to show for it. Chapter 6: Defending Florence. Although Michelangelo had stopped working on the facade of San Lorenzo, Cardinal Giulio de' Medici, Pope Leo X's cousin, stepped in with another idea for the family church. He wanted Michelangelo to build a new sacristy, an area where a priest prepares for Mass. The chapel already had one, but the Cardinal wanted a matching one on the other side of the building. The new sacristy would also include tombs for several members of the family, along with a number of statues. Michelangelo began to work on plans for the new building. In 1523, Cardinal Giulio de' Medici was elected Pope. He took the name Pope Clement VII. Clement VII loved art and was always interested in Michelangelo's ideas and designs. They had known each other since Michelangelo was a student in Lorenzo's sculpture garden. Michelangelo and Clement VII could talk to each other almost like equals. Clement VII gave Michelangelo more money for the Medici Chapel project. He also told him to begin work on a new library for the Medici family's collection of books.